Superstar Agni here for Deets and Geets. That's right, we're back from our newborn hiatus and in your podcast and YouTube feeds once again. Every month or so, we like to do a deep brief, which is a condensed, more focused version of our usual episodes. November's deep brief covers the MisEducation of Bindu, a film from the Third Eye South Asian Film Festival, which is the oldest South Asian film festival in the US, now in its 17th year. We were able to preview the film last week in order to bring you our thoughts before it shows at the Palo Alto Art Center next week. For more information, check out the description section of this episode. Okay, I'm on diaper duty, so I have to go. LRK, take it away.
The MisEducation of Bindu is a fish-out-of-water coming-of-age high school dramedy. The majority of the film takes place over the course of just one day and in 3 locations: Bindu's home, Bindu's stepdad's car, and Bindu's high school. Bindu is a 15-year-old Indian immigrant high school student living in Indiana who had been formerly homeschooled by her mother. Her mother is now in a relationship with a white American man who has encouraged Bindu to go to high school and have an all-American teenage experience. Bindu doesn't quite enjoy it, though. She gets bullied and has mean slut-shaming things written on her locker and the like, and she's desperate to test out of high school. All she needs to do is take a Spanish exam, which her mother is refusing to let her do, but one day she decides she's really had it, and she goes ahead and forges her signature so that she can go ahead and finish high school. Then the challenge is that she needs fees to register for said exam in the amount of $57. So the movie follows her journey in trying to raise this money, and we see a visual counter pop up, half-baked style, telling us how much more money she needs to fulfill this ambition. Interesting background. The writers initially wrote this film as a short when they were in grad school more than 10 years ago, and it was with a white female lead. It was reimagined a few years ago with a South Asian lead, and it won the Seed and Sparks Hometown Hero Contest and production by the Duplass brothers. The healthy funding shows in the project. The cinematography is polished and professional, the acting is on point, and the music works really well. They have this nice drum beat going on in many scenes to echo Bindu's emotions. It's overall a fun and lighthearted film, and there are a couple of really funny moments. One of my favorite scenes is Bindu getting stoned and then breaking out into what I think is a Kollywood dance sequence, Kollywood being Tamil cinema, and then Bindu practicing how to tell people to F off. She can't quite get the word out. I also appreciate that the mother is a believable character. She isn't just a comical caricature of an unreasonable conservative immigrant, like what we saw in Bend It Like Beckham or The Big Sick. This movie seemed to be about a couple of things. One is that fish-out-of-water story about the high school underdog who has some kind of personal breakthrough, but interconnected with that in this particular story is a cultural conflict between Bindu's Indian identity and her ability to blend in at high school. And then it's also about Bindu and her mother not fully allowing the white stepdad into the parenting space. I think the cultural and familial components seemed a little bit underdeveloped, or maybe just didn't work for me as well. And I think we could have used a little bit more backstory or dialogue or something to flesh out some things about what Bindu misses about India, for example. We really don't know what it is. Does she still talk to friends back there? Does she have memories of her birth father? The only connection we really know of is that she really likes this one dance video. We also don't know much about her homeschooled life in America, but it did remind me of Mean Girls, so I liked that throwback or callback. And we don't know much about how her mother met the white stepdad, and I found myself wondering how that happened and what they negotiated along the way. Not that I thought the movie needed to be longer, I thought it was a good length, but just a little line or small flashback or something could have helped if they were going to include those themes. I also didn't love that the more, quote, Americanized cousin says, "You're so lucky you have an American stepdad, you're legit now." It was a lighthearted scene, but still, I think the equating of Americanness with whiteness could have been called out in some kind of light way as well. Also, it is Indiana, so I don't necessarily expect to see a ton of diversity, but it's unfortunate that the few darker kids of color were concentrated in the pothead circle. Not that there's anything wrong with being a pothead, but there are some wholesome American kids of color too. Overall, this is a fun movie. Definitely we didn't have movies like this when I was growing up, when a brown girl is the central character, and she forges a signature and smokes pot and makes out with someone, and that's just one day of her life. It's nice that she has an objective other than finding love, and I'm looking forward to seeing more from this director, the writer, and the actors. If you're in town, do check it out on November 16th in Palo Alto as part of the Third Eye South Asian Film Festival.
மனமென்ற கருவண்டு பாறக்கட்டும் மலரென்ற முகம் என்று சீரிக்கட்டும் மனமென்ற கருவண்டு பாறக்கட்டும்